everybody. We have some breaking news for our new treasure hunt, The Invitation, but we'll give you the breaking news at the end of the video. First, we're going to do a Q&A. A lot of people have asked questions, and we came up with the answers.
Okay, so I have kind of a laundry list, so I'll go back and forth. So one of the biggest things is people are understanding. We have a lot of new people in the community, and they are saying that you guys all seem to have these inside jokes, and you know who these people are. Am I going to be lost because of that? Why are these real people? What does that mean? What's your answer to that? Cowlazars?
No, you don't have to know any of the inside jokes or who these people may or may not be based on. If you do, you can have fun guessing on who is what, but you don't need any of that to solve where the treasure is. And there is a treasure out there for you to find.
A treasure or a proxy?
It's a proxy, but it's still a treasure.
Okay. How long do you think it's going to take to be solved?
I really don't know. I hope 6 months, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be overnight.
It better not be overnight.
Yeah, I know since we've done some grand adventures that there's some really good sleuthers out there that really get it done. But I think it'll at least be a few weeks. I don't think it's possible. I don't want to say that because then you have a searcher working 26 hours straight. You know who you are and solving it. What do you think the hardest part about The Invitation will be?
I don't know. I haven't thought about that. The hardest part?
Yeah.
The hardest part is going to be finding the proxy. Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, it was one of the questions.
Oh, I see.
I don't.
Well, yeah. You want to talk about the actual puzzles or no?
Well, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Is I don't think the hardest part is going to be puzzles, meaning there's no advanced ciphers. There's no Pigpen, Caesars, whatever, advanced keys, whatever. I don't even know what those are. I could solve it. But there are some codes and things that you're definitely going to need to look in plain sight. Don't skip the obvious kind of thing.
Well, I'll say this. I'll just give them some inside or breaking news before the real breaking news. So in our book, we have a crossword puzzle and we have a word search. Boom, there's 2 puzzles for you right now. I think the word search and the crossword puzzle are probably the 2 easiest puzzles that we have. Oh no, there might be some other ones that are
There's a Revis that's pretty easy.
But we have another puzzle that one's a lot harder. So think of it that way.
Yeah, so there's a...
Yeah, I wouldn't even show. But yeah, okay.
Don't show. We're not showing you.
No.
Okay.
That is the book though, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Are there any twists?
In the story or in the puzzle?
That's the question. You tell
me.
What
kind of a question is that? Yeah, yes, actually, yes, there are twists. So yeah, I guess I could. It depends how you take the question, but yeah, I think there's a twist.
I think there's twists in the stories, and I think there's twists in how you kind of walk things through. That's true. Can I say double entendres? I mean, is that too much of a hint?
I don't know what that means, but sure. I don't know what you mean by it, but sure, you can say it.
Sorry, I shook the table. Okay. How long did it take you to develop this hunt?
We've been working on this for what, 6 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably 6 months. We have got the books back, so this is actually the book right here. And you can see it's thin, guys. You see how thin it is. K-Pro wanted it to be short, so it's short. But
okay, so just to be clear, it's about 20,000 words, which is about a quarter of a traditional novel. I didn't want a full novel, and so yeah, I kind of won that one. Now I wish it was a little bit longer. Right. And you can read it in one sitting. I think you read it in one sitting, and then you go back and start knocking the puzzles out, figuring out where this thing is. Is the proxy in its location?
Yes. Yeah, the proxy's out there ready to go.
And
has been for a while.
And are you going to know? Is there a way to check on or verify the proxy?
Yeah,
is still there.
Periodically, we'll go out and check on it, or we will have somebody go out and check on it, I should say. But we're not going to tell you when we do that. And if somebody says, I solved everything, and I know it was supposed to be here, and I went there and it's not there, we will have it checked on at some point. We won't respond to that person, but of course, you have to. If somebody says, "Hey, I know it was here," and it's not, obviously we've got to get somebody to get out there and figure out where it is. So,
is there anything unique to your treasure hunt?
Yeah, what's unique to our treasure hunt is I think we're the first hunt to have a Forrest Fenn gold coin as a treasure. There are going to be other hunts that we know coming along that have items from Forrest Fenn's treasure chest. But I think, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I think ours is the first to actually have one of the gold coins. So I think that's pretty unique in and of itself.
Is there a part that K-Pro did and a part that Cowlazars did? Or how did you guys work together?
I think we really worked together on a lot of it. It may have made an idea that was yours and an idea that was mine, but I think we worked together to make those ideas a reality.
Yeah, I was in charge of the story at the beginning, and you were in charge of the puzzles.
Yeah.
But then it was like a marriage.
Right. There were some heated arguments, I'll tell you that, but but that's just part of the process.
Arguments, there was functional conflict.
Fun discussions.
Loud
everybody.
discussions.
Yeah,
yes,
right.
Which is fun.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't know what some of these mean. How did you come up with the story?
Oh, well, World Series of Fenn and all of our friends that we know. That's how we came up with the story. It was just thought it was a good idea that, hey, say, we do have this annual get-together, so what if we did this alternate reality where there's an annual get-together in Vegas, and some people get an invitation in the mail to play a game, and I went from there.
What is your one spot that I thought it was important to have one place where we will have all the hints and clues and everything else. What is that one spot?
I thought you were going to say, where's the proxy spot? Where is the spot? Have we decided yet where the spot's going to be?
Yes,
our YouTube channel, right? Yeah. So you guys know we make videos. That's what we do. So everybody who wants to play the game that's in our book, you've got to send me your email. You have to register an email. And when you do, I will always send out a link to a video that has any updates, hints, clues, or anything from us, just like this video here. So everybody will always get it.
So you're going to get this book. Do you need anything outside the book?
Yeah, you're going to get something else in the mail.
The invitation.
That's right. So in the story, there are 6 searchers who get an invitation in the mail. Well, if you purchase our book, the book comes with your very own invitation to our game. So we thought it was a unique twist, and I know K-Pro has put the most time here on the invitation, so
you'll see it, but you got a really cool, Mike actually ordered this Cowlazars wax. I learned how to wax seal, which many people do for wedding invitations. So it's kind of cool.
And
there it is. Okay. Do you need anything outside the book? We know you need this, but is this all you need?
So you need an internet connection. You're absolutely going to have to use the internet to research and to decide what the clues are and what the hints are. So I don't call it a treasure hunt, even though it is a treasure hunt. I call it a game. You are being invited to play a game. And if you decide to play the game, the book will tell you what you have to do to win the game. And the first person to win the game and find our proxy wins our treasure, wins our prize. But the book will tell you there are things you have to do outside the book. And the book will tell you what those things are.
Okay. Yes. No more than that.
It'll be a surprise when you get it.
So we did put a sample chapter out, and some people were really impressed with the artwork.
Right.
Is the artwork going to be in the book?
So the artwork is not in the book. It was very cost prohibitive to put all that awesome AI artwork that we created in the book. But the artwork is a part of the game. That's all I can say. That's all I can say.
Oh my goodness. Can I twist your arm?
So there is much, much more artwork that you have not seen yet that's really cool, and we think you'll have a lot of fun seeing it.
Don't say anything more. Could someone brute force this? Stumble upon it, if you will. And how?
No. There's no way to... can somebody who has not read the book stumble across the proxy? That's possible, I guess. But no, somebody who's reading the book and is playing the game to find our proxy, there's a certain number of things you have to do in order to find it. There's no way to circumvent the process because we're smart and we did it that way.
Well, and we have said if you do stumble upon it and happen to find us, you do have to give us a solution.
Right.
So you're not going to just be able to, if somebody stumbled upon it, figured out it was ours, and contacted us and says, give us the prize, that's not enough. You have to give us not every single part of the solution.
Right.
So where is this proxy hidden? Is it the whole United States? Have you narrowed it down? Come on, Cowlazars.
I'll let you answer that one.
Okay, so we have said it's in the 48 continental United States.
Mm-hmm.
I will say the easiest hint that you will find here, to me, a hint is something that helps you kind of narrow down, but a clue is actually going to get you to the final location. The hint will put you in a general area, definitely in a state, and even a part of a state,
and I'll even go further to say there's one page that you will find that information on, right?
Yes.
There's one page in the book. So as soon as you get the book and read it, you'll know what state this thing is in.
Yeah. Who knows the final location?
Me and K-Pro know the final location.
That's
Me and K-Pro know the solutions to every puzzle, every hint, every clue. And at the end of this thing, there will be a full solution on all the hints, clues, the location, the puzzles, everything. At the end, when we have a winner.
And if you were to rate this 1 to 10, how hard of a treasure hunt is it?
The difficulty level?
Yes.
It's not up there. I mean, some people are going to think they made it, they made it very hard. I don't think it's that hard. So I'm going to say maybe a 6 or 7.
I would have said 5, 6.
5, 6? Yeah, maybe
because
a 6.
I won't say complicated as in, you don't need astrophysicist, advanced CIA knowledge, but it's a little intricate. You're gonna have to look
things up for sure. So you need an internet connection and you need an email. Well, I know you at least need those 2 things. You have to decide what you do with the hints and clues in this book and how you do those things and what you have to do in order to solve it.
Okay. Do you need to know anything about the World Series of Fenn? Do you need to know anything about that? We already said the characters. Well, here's how I'll answer it, is you don't need to have any specialized knowledge, but you may need to have some knowledge and you may need to know some stuff that you look at in the book, but it's all readily available.
Yeah, it's things you can look up online. So you don't have to know those things ahead of time, but there are things you probably need to look up, right? That's with any treasure hunt. You got to look up certain things, whether it's a cipher method, whether it's what are they doing here, you got to look things up. You got to look things up to figure out where the proxy is, right? So you always have to look things up. But just remember, you have to register your email. We are only going to pay the prize to somebody who finds a proxy that has a registered email with me or KPro. But yeah, cowlazars@gmail.com. Yeah, with me.
Are you going to give hints or clues or something?
We're not going to do anything, I would say, for 60 days. I think when our treasure hunt launches, we're going to wait 60 days, and we want feedback from you, the community that are working on it. And if we see that maybe people are going left when they should be going right and they're just not getting it, maybe everything's hung up, they're all hung up at a certain spot, we may give a hint, but we reserve the right not to, but we reserve the right that we can't. But I'd say for the first 60 days, let's not do anything.
Yeah, so I think the 3 things that are important, and we have been on the Code Bar podcast that'll be coming out soon, and we said this in there because he was so great in how he depicted it. There's the story, there's the puzzle, and then I'm going to add in a 3rd aspect, which is the long-term hunt management. So long-term hunt management, I've been working on a hunt for a year or 2 years or 3 years. If everyone's stuck, that's frustrating. So we're going to give something to kind of break that loose. Not make it a foot race, but maybe makes a clever clue that would help those that are all stuck at one point. Because we only have our vantage points on this. Now, we do have 2 very different vantage points. For those people that don't know you, who would you say you are? Are you a Codebreaker Charlie type?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say more puzzles than ciphers, like codes. I would say more codes is the word.
And I'm more imaginative and riddles. I like anagrams.
Right brain, left brain. So maybe you need both in order to solve this, everybody. Yeah. And one of the questions that I did remember, which I don't know if you have written down, but is it kid-friendly? Is it a family-friendly treasure hunt?
Yeah.
And I would say yes, it is. So there are some swear words in the book because there are some searchers that talk to each other like they normally would. But what we did is we used the F and a punctuation, that type thing. So we changed that in case there were kids. And I think it would be an awesome treasure hunt for families to work on together and to go boots on the ground and look for the thing together. So yes, it's good for the entire family.
But there is drinking.
Yeah,
it is an over 21.
Vegas. Yeah,
I don't think we have anybody.
The story is in Vegas, that kind of stuff.
So there's drinking and gambling, but there's nothing sexual. Right. There's nothing like inappropriate, and there's no killing, there's no murder, there's nothing like that.
And KPro did give a second piece of breaking news, which I kind of forgot about, was we were on Robert Jenner's Live from the Code Bar podcast, and that will be out by the end of the month. So everybody go subscribe to wherever you get your favorite podcast. Live from the Code Bar. He's a friend of ours. He was on Expedition Unknown with Josh Gates. Cool guy. We did his podcast. It'll be out in 2 weeks by the end of the month.
Yeah. So you have this prize. Why are you giving a cash equivalent?
Some people just, if gold and silver is not your thing, or some people think, you know how this community is. Some people think that gold you bought isn't Forrest Fenn's treasure. That treasure's still out there, blah, blah, blah. If gold and silver is not your thing, and one of our other trailers goes over all the items that is the prize for our game, if gold and silver isn't your thing, you can take a $2,000 cash prize. And if you're ever here in Vegas, we will give you that cash prize in person. And if you're not going to be here in Vegas, we will mail you a check. So you have the option of taking the prize, which is the items that we listed, or $2,000.
Yeah, especially we had one of our grand adventures, which was virtual, found by a group.
Yeah.
And I think they would have preferred the cash equivalent because when you have to then cost it all, sell it all, take all the fees, all of that, they were like, even if it was a little less, we could, so, and the only item that we're giving full provenance to is the Forrest Fenn coin. We have some other jewelry. We have some things that we think are silver.
Right. Real silver,
Yeah, and some have come from both Mike's mom who passed and my mom who's passed.
Jewelry
And things, just to make it a cool looking prize. But we don't know the exact dollar value, that sort of thing. So now you do a show every Monday. Am I going to have to watch every show because you're going to drop hints in the middle? Tell us about that.
No. Any show that we do related to this will be a video by itself. So it's just about this. And again, I will send it to all the emails that I have registered. It'll be publicly available for everybody to watch, but you will be notified that, hey, and if we ever do a hint or a clue in a future video, like we said, let 60 days go by, we will pick a date and time and let everybody know ahead of time so everybody has the option to watch it as it premieres live, and it's a level playing field for everybody.
And for those of you that don't know us, I'm the advanced technical computer guru, and I set up what's called a playlist. Yeah. And in the playlist, there's one called The Invitation, and that's where all of if we do have a video that is related, you can go there so you don't have to sift through which week did they put trailer 3 or 4 out. So I think we're to our breaking news, sir.
All right, hit the breaking news button, everybody.
Dun, 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 dun.
We know the World Series of Fenn this year is April 26th, correct? Yes, you should know that, whether you're coming or not, if you watch our shows. And that was going to be the release date of the book was April 26th. But because we have the books, and because we have the puzzles done, and because we're ready to rock and roll, we have decided to move up the treasure hunt launch. And this way, we also think it'll be fun, because this way, the people that are coming to World Series of Fenn will already have had a chance to read it, and then they can discuss it, together when they're out here in person.
Yeah, let me say something to that.
Yeah.
We had a couple people say, I'm coming, so can we break away from the activities where we socialize and we'll all read it together while you guys are playing poker, going to free lunch stream? We're like, no, that's not. Yeah. So we're going to give you enough time that you can read the book and be ready, and when you come to World Series of Fenn, then you can debate. Maybe you give someone a little bit of extra alcohol, and they might give you a clue. So when is this date, Cowlazars?
We are going to ship the books in the mail. We are going to get the books in the mail by April 1st. And no, that's not an April Fool's Day joke. We are going to get the books in the mail by April 1st. Should take maybe 5 to 7 days to get to you. Actually, it's a flat rate envelope. It's not even media mail. So probably 2 to 4 days, 2 to 3 days. So if we ship it on April 1st, which is a Monday, by including April 1st, if we ship them all that Monday, it should be to you by Thursday of that week. Yeah. And that way you can read it, you can digest it, you can figure out where in the U.S. this thing is hidden. You can come up with your plans, you can do all that fun stuff.
And then you can start building a team if you want a team. If you're, because if it's in New York, I know that Xavier is in New York. We have partnered with somebody in the New York area. You may be mixing and mingling and build your team right there.
Now, if you live in Las Vegas, if you are here where we live and you want the book in person, what day should we provide it to them in person?
I think the 3rd.
April 3rd. Yes. So I believe that's a Wednesday, April 3rd. That sounds fair.
Yeah.
So again, we can meet you at a Starbucks. If we know we have some friends that live here that are interested in it, they can just come over and pick it up. But if you live in Vegas, you don't want to pay. If you want to pay the postage, I'm happy to put it in the mail. We've got a couple people that have already pre-ordered it and paid the postage. I'm happy to put it in the mail on Monday, April 1st. But instead, if you just want to be able to pick it up on the 3rd, happy to do that for you. And after this thing launches, I will meet anybody in the valley to get the book, okay? And don't forget about the mystery invitation. You will get this in the mail with the book, or I will hand both of these things to you in person. They're also going to be available for sale at World Series of Fenn. So if for whatever reason you're like, I just wait, I'll get mine when I'm here, April 26th, we will have them for sale then as well.
If the hunt's still going.
Yeah, it better be. It's over by April. Oh, don't say that.
Sad.
It's over by April 26th. Yeah, don't say that. Okay. It is a thin book, though. I told Caper, I go, to hide clues, you kind of want a bigger book. Oh, no, it's got to be short. So, we'll see.
So one of the questions on here is, what was your most heated debate? That was actually...
the length of the book.
100%. Because I'm going to give credit to Copper Dan, and he was on a show recently with who? George Ward.
For The Secret.
And he was talking about not liking long novels. I don't like long novels. I think the read will be fun, but I didn't want it too lengthy.
Right.
Mike thought we needed 10,000 pages to be able to put 3 hints in there.
We did somewhere between. I didn't want a novel either. I don't want you to give you a big, thick book. But because it's a good story and we think people enjoy the story, there are some things we cut out. There's some fat that was trimmed where I thought it could have made it a better story. That's all. But there's also, we're going to do a sequel. So for the sequel will be a little bit longer with a little bit more things in it.
Yeah. If I do have a question, can I email you and will you answer me?
You can email me, but we will only answer the questions publicly for everyone in a video like this.
Yeah.
Now, if you're like, hey, I'm here and I think I have the right location and I can't find it, email me that info. We're not going to respond to you, but we will let you know in a video when we have had somebody check on the proxy.
You and everyone.
Yeah, you and everyone. So you'll know you must be wrong because the proxy is in its place. You didn't find it. Go back, look again, do whatever you need to do. But we're not going to respond to anybody privately because it wouldn't be fair.
Yeah. What is the best advice? This will be the last question. What is the best advice you give to someone that is going to try to solve the invitation? I
would say the best advice is anything and everything can be a hint or a clue. Like I say, this is called a game, and the book will tell you what you need to do to play our game and to be the first one to find the proxy and win the prize, and that can include anything or everything. What about you?
I would say make no assumptions. I think especially if you've worked on a lot of these hunts or just 1 or 2 of these hunts, you make some assumptions of just, this is how a crossword works. This is how a word search works. Right. You're going to need to think outside the box. But I don't want to say that because also stay in the box. I'm kind of like Forrest Fenn, out of the box, in the box.
So when you get this, whether it's in the mail or in person, we want you to share it on social media. So if you could post a picture, if you could let people know, I got mine. We have our Discord channel, Cowlazars Grand Adventure. In the Discord channel, we have a channel set up just for the invitation. Go in there. Let us know what you think of the book. We're looking for feedbacks. You can also email us once you read it. Yeah. Facebook, Hint of Riches. There will be a place on the Hint of Riches forum if people want to publicly discuss and publicly post things they have found. I'm torn on that one. That's really going to determine how fast it's solved, is if the community works together or not and publicly shares things. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Others, huh?
Well, Beacon Star and Xavier Marks, we do that. We still can't solve it. So it'll be interesting to see if this turns into one of those where a year goes by and nobody solved it, or are things being solved, in the first week. So we'll see.
I think it'll be a little bit of both. I think we'll be nervous if I were to guess for the first week, but then I think it'll go a little bit longer than that, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
There's quite a few of what I call the aha moments. There's some things that there's a couple key ones that'll break it all loose, but I think we give that aha moment that is kind of exciting.
That's what makes the treasure hunt fun. So we didn't want it, to be a bunch of ciphers and codes where everybody's like, we don't know what to do, we're stuck. So there are some easy things to solve, there's some medium things, and then there's some harder things to solve.
That's a good one.
And if you solve all those together, it should lead you, and it will lead you to where that proxy is. And if you can get there and retrieve it, you have to physically retrieve it. Okay? And the first one to do that, and to email us they have it, tell us what the proxy is when you find it and how you found it, they'll win the prize.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it. That's all we have.
April 1st. You have 2 weeks. 2 weeks to pre-order, everybody.
And next week will be what I'm going to consider our last trailer, because then we have the launch. But our last trailer, which I think is the most fun. It's going to be the most fun, I think.
It's all K-Pro, so I'm not sure what she has planned. I mean, I have an idea of what she has planned, but I don't get it. But that's fine.
Mike wants to distance himself, and I'm good. I'm ready to...
Yeah. It'll be fun. It's something fun to promote the book. So 2 weeks it comes out, everybody. You only have to wait 2 more weeks, maybe 2 weeks and a couple days. So pre-orders now. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. I'll even take an old school check in the mail. At the end of this video, I'll put a link to all those things so that you can get it pre-ordered. Make sure you email me with the mailing address you want it mailed to. So if you buy it for somebody else as a gift, you've got to give me their email or whatever email is going to be registered, and then what mailing address to send it to, right? Yeah. So all that stuff, email me. Work it out.
Okay, we're gonna end with a positive, because positivity always triumphs over negativity.
And the last thing is, so far we have people from the UK and Canada. Now that I have the book, this week I will let you know the shipping. They want to order it. It's just I don't know what the shipping would be yet to go to the UK or Canada. So email me if you're interested from outside the US. I'll let you know what the shipping is, and we'll go from there. Okay, go.
So we said our biggest controversy, our biggest fight, if you will, was how the length of the book.
Right.
What was the most fun, the most surprising, the most positive making and building this invitation.
The story?
The story, the hunt,
the story was the.
Oh, the story was the most fun.
Right. Trying to come up with how the story goes. Is that what you were thinking, or no?
Yeah, actually, I would say I had a lot more fun on the puzzles than I thought, but definitely the story, because there is a lot of just inside jokes and puns and things.
Right.
Like there's this tense moment, and our Sylvia cursed. Shock her, because we know her.
We did have a lot of fun on the puzzles too, so that's why you may want to pre-order it, because K-Pro can solve it, if you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, I don't think it's going to be solved right away, but K-Pro has had a lot of fun on the puzzles. You know what I meant. You even say K-Pro can solve it in one of our trailers.
But I mean it a little differently than you do.
Okay. All right. It'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Looking for feedback. Definitely let us know, because we're already thinking about a sequel, so we're going to take all your feedback. So.
Yeah. That's it.
All right. Forrest Fenn coin, a lot of other items. One lucky person out there is going to win those, but you can't win if you don't play the game. So there you go.
There you go. There you have it. There it is.
Zoom in here. There you go, everybody.
Oh, I'm going to do
the invitation
thing with velvet.